It's real when you feel it. It's shared when you live it. Beyond the limits. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. JCI Manila bigger than before. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. JCI Manila. Lead beyond. LB26 hindi magpapatalo. Meron pa bang masihigit? Sige subukan ninyo. Basta kami nandito, hindi matitibag to. Laging itotodo ang lahat, ibibigay, ipapanalo. Sa dami-dami na nating mga nagawa, mas titibay pa tayo lalo dahil palaging handa. Hindi pangkaraniwan, kami ay pangdiinan. We are the JCI Manila that will lead you beyond. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. JCI Manila bigger than before. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. JCI Manila. Let's lead beyond. Lead beyond expected. Lead beyond the limit. Find leadership through the toughest. We are committed. Yeah, we lead beyond like that. Siguro, special projects ay legit. Community development, si David always mentioned it. JCI, making national ties. Habang si Alf Yap, repping on that global light.
New fire, no favorites, no guarantees. Every game matters, every possession, every second, pressure and progression. This season the crown isn't defended, it's hunted, it's hunted. One shot, one stop, one moment can change everything. JCI Manila Basketball League 2026. Anyone can win, anyone can win. Let's go. Anyone can win.
Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum karmating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum karmating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum karmating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum karmating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum karmating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best.
This is the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League presented by Baraga Trading, powered by Kings of the Court, sponsored by PG Flex Linoleum, Active, Counterflow Freight Forwarding, Siggy, Sports Plus PH, PEHCKS, and Xiaocao Barbecue. We are underway with our second game here in the Upper Deck Sports Center, this time in the main league. It's PEHCKS, Palawan Ever Solar Cells, CK Wealth Henrys, taking on MALPPIT, comprised of Tyson, Petroman, Megabon, Ayala Land, Purple Rice, Intellicare. At the free throw line, Jassy Ramirez makes 1 out of 2. Starting fives on the floor for MALPPIT. It's Alvin Velasco, Nathan Katibi, Bertie Enriquez, Carl Repato, and Lawrence Tan. They send it out to Velasco. Floater, short. Velasco gets his own miss, but there's a foul called. And it's against Chris Liao. Repito, missing Repato rather. This is that 3-point attempt. And there's a foul. And Chris Liao with 2 quick fouls right away. Shot clock down to 10. 3-pointer is airballed by Nathan Katibi. Velasco, the jumper on the reset, missed. Jassy Ramirez hauls down the rebound, and Paul Tan clears it. Cabral, not part of the starting unit for PEHCKS, to go along with Paul Tan, J.K. Cabral, Chris Liao, Jassy Ramirez, and Alec Velasco. And Chris Liao with the opening 2 points for PEHCKS. Velasco swings it to Nathan Katibi, who was not aware of that pass and bobbles it out of bounds. Seven minutes and 55 left here in the opening period, and it's tapped away by MALPPIT. Shot clock at 18 and stolen away by Nathan Katibi. Katibi off and running, right-handed finish for MALPPIT. MALPPIT with their first 2 points on the board, just like that. 7.5 remaining here in the opening period. Great anticipation right there from Lawrence Tan. But Alec, the switch, Velasco with that floater from the dunker spot to extend this PEHCKS lead to 3, 5-2. Velasco inside to Tan. They send it to the corner. Baseline drive by Nathan Katibi. And referee caught him shuffling his feet like a deck of cards and turns the ball over. Less than 7 minutes to go here in the opening period. PEHCKS could extend their lead right here. J.J. Cabral for 3. Hits the front of the rim. Nathan Katibi pushes pace here for MALPPIT. 17 on the shot clock and a steal completed by J.J. Cabral. Forward pass and leaves it down low for Paul Tan for the deuce. Alec Velasco with that assist. Hockey assist, of course, courtesy of J.J. Cabral, who started things off with a steal. Velasco gives it up to Tan. Straight away 3 off to the right. Paul Tan with the rebound. And now Alec Velasco slowing things down. They go to J.J. Cabral. Cabral with 14. Velasco back to Cabral. They send it to the corner. Chris Liao drives. Wild shot, badly missed. And now Lawrence Tan attacking. Gives it up to Katibi. Inside hand finish for the hoop. The harm, the 3-point play, the hard way. And MALPPIT doubles their output so far. And they could cut this deficit down to 2 with this bonus free throw coming from the rookie, Nathan Katibi. Katibi sinks the bonus. And it's down to a 2-point ball game, 7-5, still in favor of PEHCKS. Liao swings it to Cabral. Back to Liao. They go downstairs. Nice find. Paul Tan with a score down low. Alvin Velasco feeds it to Khatibi. Khatibi, outside hand, flips it up and gets fouled. And Jassy Ramirez gets called for that last foul. Khatibi could make this a 2-point ball game. Once more. Takes and makes the first. Khatibi makes both, and it's down to a 2-point ball game, 9-7. PEHCKS quickly to their front court. Alec Velasco to Tan. Now to Cabral. They send it over to Chris Liao. Drive to the lane. Won't go through. And it's out of bounds off of Chris Liao. And we have our mid-quarter swap. New 5 on the floor for both squads. Miguel Aquino, Philip Caldito, David Cruz, and Paul Bordador, the new 4 of 5, while Alec Velasco will remain from the starting unit for PEHCKS. For MALPPIT, they have Kenny Go, who swings it to Kai Ruz. That's Tim Kai Ruz, and now Benny Cao. 3 of the new 5 on the floor. Brian Chan as well, also in the ball game together with Mike Bulaong. "15 seconds on the shot clock for PEHCKS. They swing it to Miguel Aquino. Baseline J won't go through for Alec Velasco. He receives the ball back off that Mike Bulaong rebound. They send it over to Aquino. Velasco from inside the keyhole buries it. There's a foul on the play on PEHCKS. It's on Philip Caldito. And it's Benny Cao going to the free throw line for MALPPIT. Benny Cao, a former swimmer for the De La Salle Green Tankers, showing us he's got game 2 on the hardwood. 2 out of 2 from the line. It's down to a 2-point ball game, still in favor of PEHCKS. 4 minutes left here in the opening period. Great anticipation from Cao. Gets a steal. Off the running. Benny Cao flips it up and nearly gets a 3-point play for his troubles. And he has a chance to tie the ball game at 11 with these 2 foul shots. 3 minutes and 51 left in the opening period. Benny Cao 1 out of 2 so far. One out of 2 from the line, and either tying the ball game or getting the lead remains elusive for MALPPIT in this one. We are nearing the last 3 minutes of this first period, and PEHCKS could extend this advantage. Miguel Aquino swings it to Alec Velasco. And Alec Velasco seemingly wasn't ready for that pass, and he gets called for steps. .308 left here in the opening period. Kairos goes down low to Bulaong. Bulaong lost the basketball. And here comes David Cruz. Calixto to Alec Velasco. Automatic shot, but it won't budge on this attempt. Tim Kairos sends it to Benny Cao at the baseline, and Benny Cao shuffled his feet like a deck of cards, and our officials eagle-eyed and caught it. Caldito, 2.5 remaining here in the opening period. They go to Paul Bordador. Bordador drops it inside Miguel Aquino, and looks like he stepped at the baseline. Series of turnovers for both squads, and the score hasn't moved in quite a bit. Brian Chan, floater, and the lead finally with MALPPIT for the first time today, 12-11. 2 minutes left in the first frame. Caldito sends it to Miguel Aquino at the corner. Shot clock down to 9. Bordador hasn't been much of a factor since coming in midway through this quarter. Bordador, wing jumper, left it short. Rebound secured by Brian Chan. Kairos to Benny Cao. Cao drops it off. Nice find to Brian Chan, who misses that double pump shot. Bordador pushing pace. Miguel Aquino bobbles at basketball and gets called for traveling. 1:20 left here in the first quarter of play. Tim Kairos to Cao. Back to Kairos with 14 on the shot clock. Benny Cao, left wing jumper, smooth as silk. That's now a 3-point lead for MALPPIT. And PEHCKS will call this timeout with 1:01 left in the first quarter. As we take a look at this replay of that last sequence, that feed to Benny Cao at the left wing, smooth as silk. Don't go anywhere. We got more action coming your way shortly.
Seasons. The standard was set. Now they're coming. They're all coming. New blood, new fire, no favorites, no guarantees. Every game matters, every possession, every second, pressure and progression. This season the crown isn't defended.
61 seconds left here in the opening period, and MALPPIT going on a mini run late here in the first quarter to get this 3-point lead, 14-11. Paul Bordador like a ball through a china shop, but with the finesse of a ballerina to put it up and in for his first off the ball game and put PEHCKS within one of MALPPIT. Baseline J, too strong for Benny Cao. Kenny Go overshoots the mark as well. Now Alec Velasco turns up the switch, but decides to retreat. Swings it out for Philip Caldito. Caldito finds David Cruz, sends it inside to Bordador, but bothered by the MALPPIT defense. Benny Cao, touchdown! Lead back to 3 points here for MALPPIT. 3 seconds left. Enough time for Philip Caldito to put up the shot. Velasco for 3! Too strong. And that will end first 10 minutes of action. MALPPIT over PEHCKS by 3, 16-13. As we take a look at that touchdown finish from Benny Cao to end the first quarter. After one, it's 16-30 for MALPPIT over PEHCKS. Don't go anywhere. We got more action from the JCI Manila Basketball League main league.
Basta PEHCKS, sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum, kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality. Tarpaulin, linoleum, kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality. Tarpaulin, linoleum, kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex. Tatak Pinoy.
Second quarter of action now underway here in the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League main league action, presented by Baraga Trading and powered by Kings of the Court. MALPPIT with the lead, and now they extended to 5 after leading by 3 after 1. It's now 18-13. PEHCKS now behind the 8 ball after leading throughout most of the first quarter. Once again, this is Diego Del Paz bringing you the action from the Upper Deck Sports Center in Pasig City. Bordador will start the second quarter of play here for PEHCKS as they try to get the rhythm going. And JC Ramirez knocks down that left wing jumper. He is joined by Paul Tan, Bordador as well. And at the backcourt, that's Chris Liao and JJ Cabral and Lawrence Tan, part of the starting unit of MALPPIT. Also starting the second quarter together with Carl Repato, Berkeley Enriquez. Check that, that's Carl Repato. Also joining us Nathan Katibi, who made instant impact during that first quarter, as well as Alvin Velasco. Acting head coach Junkay de Guzman barking orders here for his players for MALPPIT. 8 minutes and 20 left here the second, and Nathan Katibi rises for that triple. 23-15 is our count. An 8-point advantage opened up by MALPPIT. Cabral swings it for JC Ramirez. Ramirez drops it off. Paul Bordador, series of fakes, gets blocked up top, but there was some contact from MALPPIT. Berkeley Enriquez called for a second personal foul. Paul Bordador to the line for 2. Bordador, part of that very talented lineup from Ahmad Wild Ventures from a season ago, where they fell short to BD 77 Jet Enterprises in that thrilling 3-game final series. 23-17, MALPPIT still in control here. Berkeley Enriquez sets a screen for Katibi. Couldn't make it double from beyond the arc. It's a foul called, a reach and variety called against Lawrence Tan. PEHCKS now trying to cut down this deficit to as low as 3. 6-point advantage here for MALPPIT. They go to Bordador. 12 seconds to shoot. Bordador still calling for the play, decides to drive himself. Sends it out to Chris Liao. Liao drops it off, and nifty find downstairs at the dunker spot for Paul Tan. Katibi though can't leave him with that open lane, and it's a see you later. 25-19 for MALPPIT. Cabral to Bordador. They send it out to Liao. Liao tried to go for the extra pass. It finds its way. JC Ramirez short on the triple. And on the offensive rebound, Paul Tan with the offensive board and putback combo. 4-point ball game. 6:26 remaining here in the second. And a miss coming from Carl Repato. Bordador attacking through the lane with reckless abandon. And this game is getting as close as ever. 25-23 in favor of MALPPIT. They go to Velasco at the corner. And Alvin Velasco buries that jumper from the right wing to stop the bleeding for MALPPIT. JJ Cabral. Now Jassy Ramirez fakes the pass. Floater! Up and in! 27-25. With 5:34 remaining in the second. Alvin Velasco sends it out. Lawrence Tan misses the triple. Velasco sends it to the corner to Katibi. Bing! Bang! Boom! Nathan Katibi makes this a 5-point ball game. 5:16 left in the second. JJ Cabral. Now to Jassy Ramirez. Back to Cabral up top. Ramirez, corner three. Faked and drives, but misses. Bordador. Series of fakes. Rejected from behind by Berkeley Enriquez. And we got our mandatory substitution for the last time this ball game. Brian Chan, Tim Kairuz, Benny Cao, and Kenny Go on the floor right now. And staying will be Nathan Katibi. Fresh five here for PEHCKS. Comprising of Philip Caldito, David Cruz, together with Miguel Aquino, Alec Velasco as well, and Paul Bordador staying. Benny Cao going downhill. Benny Cao! 2+1! Things going swimmingly for Benny Cao and the rest of MALPPIT as their lead hiked back to 7. Cao could make it 8 with this bonus foul shot. It's now an 8-point advantage here for MALPPIT as we are 4:37 away from the halftime break. Caldito to Alec Velasco. Velasco sends it to the corner. Paul Bordador loses the handle on that one, and there's a tie-up between Kenny Go and Miguel Aquino. And PEHCKS will retain possession. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Caldito, Aquino, and tried to find Alec Velasco down low, and it sails out of bounds. 4:07 remaining here in the second quarter. Tim Kairuz directing traffic, sends it to Katibi. Katibi, the zip pass to Cao, intercepted by Paul Bordador. Alec Velasco lost the basketball, and Katibi with the steal. Katibi got contact, but referee say play on. Alec Velasco changes pace, fades, fires, and that shot trickles in. 33-27. 6-point ball game with 3:25 left here in the first half. Kenny Go. They go back to Kairuz. They go to Kenny Go. Drives from the right wing, and there is an offensive foul called against Kenny G. 3 minutes and 12 remaining here in the first half, and a chance for PEHCKS to cut into this deficit further, but stolen away by Katibi. Katibi spins. Offensive foul called against Nathan Katibi. Under 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. MALPPIT still in the lead over PEHCKS. Philip Caldito surveying the floor. Caldito lost the basketball. And a steal by Tim Kairos and finds Katibi but blows that layup. And Caldito lost the basketball at the sideline. And Coach Junkay de Guzman will call this timeout for MALPPIT. And we will return in a moment for more action from the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League presented by Baraga Trading.
It's real when you feel it. It's shared when you live it. Beyond the nets. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. JCI Manila bigger than before. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. JCI Manila. Lead beyond. LB26 hindi magpapatalo. Meron pa bang masihigit? Sige subukan ninyo. Basta kami nandito, hindi matitibag to. Laging itotodo ang lahat, ibibigay, ipapanalo. Sa dami-dami na
2 minutes and 30 remaining here in the second quarter of action. MALPPIT still leading by 6, and both teams have been in a dry spell for about a minute or so. Kairos straightaway 3, bullseye! And it's bingo time for MALPPIT. Their lead now at 9 points, 36-27. Caldito gives it up to Bordador. Nice no-look find downstairs. David Cruz from the dunker spot. 7-point ball game. Benny Cao left wide open, but overshoots the mark. Bordador slaloms through the defense, but stopped by Katibi. Cruz drops it off, and the floater too strong for Philip Caldito. Alec Velasco from outside the paint. Couldn't get it to drop. Second try. Also rims out. Katibi forward pass to Cao. Touchdown! MALPPIT! 9-point ball game. A minute and 12 remaining here in the second period. And PEHCKS throws the ball away once more. Katibi gets a steal. Katibi goes downstairs to Brian Chan. Chan kicks out to Katibi, and they will settle down here and get numbers. 9 on the shot clock. Kairos to Cao. Kenny G. Yes, sirree! 43.5 seconds remaining in the second. And PEHCKS will burn this final timeout of the first half. 43.5 seconds remaining as we take a look at this replay brought to you by PEHCKS Linoleum. They go to Kenny Go, making sweet, sweet music with that jumper.
Seasons. The standard was set. Now they're coming. They're all coming. New blood, new fire, no favorites, no guarantees. Every game matters, every possession, every second, pressure.
40 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. MALPPIT opening up an 11-point advantage, 40-29, as we are slowly heading into intermission. Great tap by Benny Cao, but couldn't keep it from going out of bounds. 14 seconds on the shot clock for PEHCKS. They go to Bordador, who forces that foul on Cao. Crafty move from Paul Bordador. Under 30 seconds left here in the period, and Paul Bordador trying to put more on the board here for PEHCKS. Bordador, second free throw, good as well. Down to a 9-point ball game, 40-31. 4 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Tim Kairuz sends it to Khatibi. Downstairs to Brian Chan. Kenny Go, floater off the mark. And that will be last shot time here for PEHCKS with 10 seconds left. They go to Cruz and he shuffled his feet like a deck of cards there, and he got caught. 8 seconds left here for MALPPIT to create an opportunity for themselves. Khatibi, 4, 3, 2. Khatibi rises for 3. On target, but short. At the end of the first half, it's a 9-point advantage for MALPPIT over PEHCKS, 40-31. We'll be back with more action in the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League when we return.
Sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PG Flex, sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PG Flex, tatak Pinoy.
This is the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League presented by Baraga Trading, powered by Kings of the Court, also brought to you by PEHCKS Linoleum, Active, Counterflow Freight Forwarding, Siggy, Sports Plus PH, Stretch X, and Xiao Kao Barbecue. Third period of action now underway as MALPPIT taking this 9-point advantage into the start of the third period, 40-31. My name is Yago Paz, bringing you the action from courtside here at the Oven Hut, Upper Deck Sports Center, Pasig City. Jassy Ramirez sneaking through the lane. Inside hand finish to make this a 7-point ball game. 40-33 is our count. Velasco gets the ball back from Katibi. Berkeley Enriquez kicks it out. Repato short on the three. Enriquez on the putback. Still no dice. Third chance opportunity right here for MALPPIT. Near steal there by Paul Bordador. Great recovery from MALPPIT. And the ball will go back to PEHCKS after that empty trip by MALPPIT. Jassy Ramirez trying to make it a 4-point third quarter, and he gets the bump, the bucket, and the chance for the bonus. And the foul is called against Carl Repato.
On the line shooting for Ramirez.
Jassy Ramirez at the foul line for the bonus shot. Ramirez couldn't make it a 4-point ball game with that bonus free throw. It's down to a 5-point lead for MALPPIT. Velasco stolen away by Chris Liao, and here comes JJ Cabral off to the races, and he gets hammered by Alvin Velasco.
Number 3, Alvin Velasco, his first. On the line shooting for JJ Cabral.
JJ Cabral at the line. First of two is short. Hits the front of the rim. Cabral splits his charities to make this a 4-point match. 40-36 still in favor of MALPPIT. Velasco gives it up. Katibi short arms the 3-point attempt. Great release pass from Chris Liao. Jassy Ramirez misses from point blank, and it's a power play here for MALPPIT. Katibi spins, and a steal by Paul Bordador from the help side. Now Bordador called for a dribbling violation. Unlucky break there for PEHCKS. Will be 14 on the shot clock for MALPPIT. Alvin Velasco surveying the floor. He's got 10 to work with. Sends it over to Katibi. Now to the corner. Tan for three. Yes, sirree! Lawrence Tan stops the bleeding for MALPPIT to make this a 7-point lead. Cabral sends it over to Chris Liao. They try to go downstairs to Paul Tan. Stolen away by Lawrence Tan. Tan slaloming through the defense. Feeds Katibi for a see you later. 9-point ball game in favor of MALPPIT, heading into the final 6 minutes of the third period. JJ Cabral to Jassy Ramirez. Ramirez sneaking through. Oh, but a traveling violation called first on Ramirez. Alec Velasco replacing Paul Tan as PEHCKS is trying to switch things up. Alvin Velasco sends it to Katibi at the corner. Berkeley Enriquez recovers the loose ball. Katibi rises for the three. Hits the front of the rim. Alec Velasco against Alvin Velasco. Gives it to Paul Bordador. Alec Velasco sends it to JJ Cabral. Leaner 3, rolls out. Lawrence Stan pushing pace. Lawrence Stan spins and gets fouled. Three-man swap here for the words of acting coach Junkay de Guzman. Benny Cao, Brian Chan, together with Tim Cairuz, re-enters the ball game. Cairuz, three-pointer off to the left. JJ Cabral makes the release pass to Alec Velasco. Alec Velasco nearly throws the ball away on that pass intended for Paul Bordador. It will be 18 on the shot clock for PEHCKS. Velasco off the inbound, misses. And the tip won by Jassy Ramirez. Fresh 14 on the shot clock for PEHCKS. Jassy Ramirez loses his footing. And he's down on the ground. Cairuz attacking. Inside hand finish. 11-point lead once more for MALPPIT, tying their biggest off the ball game. Velasco with the floater at the baseline to make this a 9-point ball game. Halfway through the third quarter, Benny Cao sends it to Cairuz, back to Cao. 14 on the shot clock, they go to Cairuz. Shot clock down to 9 for MALPPIT. Tan, emergency 3! Yes, sirree! 50-38, a new biggest lead for MALPPIT at 12. Paul Bordador could not handle that JJ Ramirez pass. Brian Chan heading this 3-on-1. Chan blows it. Cairuz couldn't make that shot. And that was a blown opportunity for MALPPIT. Tough beans for the blue shirts on that incursion. JJ Cabral surveying the floor for PEHCKS. They go to Liao. Liao driving through the lane, and it will stay with PEHCKS with 14 seconds on their shot clock. They go to Alec Velasco. Baseline J, short. Long rebound won by Katibi. Katibi on the 1-on-3. Katibi slaloms through like an Olympic skier and gets that right-hand finish. 14-point lead. Breaking a new high for MALPPIT in this one. PEHCKS on an empty possession right there. 3 minutes and 39 left here in the third quarter. Cairuz now at the front court. Calling for the play here. Shot clock at 17. Katibi for 3. 2 bounces and it won't go through. And Paul Bordador with the rebound as PEHCKS trying to keep their campaign alive in this matchup. And Paul Bordador gets fouled on the way to the cup. Brian Chan with the last foul. Paul Bordador heading to the line for a pair of freebies. Bordador takes and makes the first of 2. Could make this a 12-point ball game. Three minutes and 15 left here in the third quarter. 12-point ball game. Benny Cao trying to operate there at the right corner. Gets the ball back from Cairuz. 10 on the shot clock. Benny Cao, stop. And floater, no good. Ball Bordador. Rim running through the lane, drops it off for Alec Velasco for the floater to make this a 10-point ball game. That's 4 straight unanswered points for PEHCKS there. Kairos inside to Brian Chan. Chan backing down Bordador. Brian Chan, double pump shot missed. Second try right here, but first, a foul. It's on David Cruz. And Nathan Katibi, together with Lawrence Tan, will take breathers here. Chris Liao sends it out to Caldito. Dribbles it off his leg. Recovers the loose ball. Now Cruz has it. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Dive to the basket by Chris Liao. Stopped by MALPPIT. Can he go downstairs off the window and in? Credit that assist to Brian Chan. 12-point advantage once more for MALPPIT as we are down to the last 2 minutes of the third period. Caldito from the foul line, left it short. Alvin Velasco throws the ball away to Bordador. 2-on-2. Bordador double teamed, and Benny Cao gets the rebound, and Bordador still down. Power play here for MALPPIT. They go downstairs. Brian Chan gets hammered. And Alec Velasco called for his first personal foul. And oh, it looks like Brian Chan with some blood coming out of his right nostril. So it looks like Brian Chan will have to have his nose checked. One minute and 21 remaining here in the third quarter. So that's Brian Chan being attended to right now, as he had a hard hit to the face earlier, and now it will be Berkeley Enriquez to the free throw line for MALPPIT. First of two down for Berkeley Enriquez, extending this advantage once more, 55-42. Enriquez 2 out of 2 from the line. Pure stroke from that big man. 56-42. Minute and 14 left here in the third quarter. Velasco directing traffic, sends it out to Aquino. Elbow three, got it for Philip Caldito. Great extra pass coming from Miguel Aquino earlier. 55 seconds remaining. Kairos to Velasco. Now they go to Kenny Go. Go hit one from a similar spot earlier, but this time a different result. 43 seconds remaining. Miguel Aquino from Caldito. And Caldito throws it away to Benny Cao. 35 seconds left, and Cao loses that basketball. Great stop from PEHCKS. Now Alec Velasco by his lonesome on that 1-on-4, and Alec Velasco, like a madman possessed, gets that finish against 3 blue shirts. Shot clock is off here for MALPPIT. Velasco to Kenny Go, loses control of that leather, and Alec Velasco 4-0 personal run and assist credited to Caldito. 1 second left, and that half-court shot won't go in for Tim Kairos. 3 quarters down, 1 more to go. MALPPIT leading PEHCKS 56-49 as we take a look at this replay of that last sequence. Alec Velasco getting fed by Philip Caldito. We'll be back with 4th quarter of action here in the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League presented by Beraga Trading.
It's real when you feel it. It's shared when you live it. Beyond the lips. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. JCI Manila bigger than before. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. JCI Manila. Lead beyond.
LB26 hindi magpapatalo. Meron pa bang masihigit? Sige subukan ninyo. Basta kami nandito, hindi matitibag to. Laging itotodo ang lahat, ibibigay, ipapanalo.
Sa dami-dami na nating mga nagawa, mas titibay pa tayo lalo dahil palaging handa. Hindi pangkaraniwan, kami ay pangdiinan. We are the JCI Manila that will lead you beyond.
This is the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League Main League action presented by Beraga Trading, powered by Kings of the Court, and also brought to you by PEHCKS Linoleum, Active, Counterflow Freight Forwarding, Siggy, Sports Plus PH, Stretch X, Shao Kao Barbecue, and Beraga Trading. 3 quarters down, and we are down to the final 10 minutes of play between MALPPIT and PEHCKS. MALPPIT holding on to this 7-point advantage, 56-49. Jassy Ramirez sends it out to the right wing. Philip Caldito. Empty possession right there for PEHCKS. Here comes MALPPIT. They go downstairs. Brian Chan scoring. And man, Brian Chan playing with one nostril closed after he got hit earlier. And that was an inbound violation called against PEHCKS. I'm impressed with how tough Brian Chan is this afternoon here on opening day. Paul Bordador's pass picked away by Nathan Katibi. Now they go to Lawrence Tan. Downstairs to Brian Chan. Katibi, great dive to the basket and cut, but couldn't make that floater to count. Alec Velasco leading the way here for PEHCKS. Sends it to Jassy Ramirez. Ramirez drives baseline, fakes, and gets rejected by Berkeley Enriquez. Lawrence Tan to the front court, heading this 3-on-3. Brian Chan could not get to the loose ball. And now here comes Jassy Ramirez. Ramirez, hang time move, left lane finish. Down to a 7-point ball game. 8 minutes and 25 left in the payoff period. Repato sends it out to Lawrence Tan, back to Repato. They go to Berkeley Enriquez, turnaround shot, no good. Paul Bordador going coast to coast here. Bordador loses it, recovers, but misses from down low. Offensive rebound, Paul Tan. Tan with that wild shot, and there's a whistle on the floor.
Number 15.
And the foul is on Carl Repato.
He goes for Paul Tan.
Paul Tan will head to the line for 2 shots. First free throw is short. 2 minutes down, 8 to go in this 4th quarter. 0 for 2 for Paul Tan. Long rebound by Lawrence Tan. Nathan Katibi goes to Brian Chan. Chan loses possession of that leather. Alec Velasco taps it out of bounds off that pass attempt by Carlo Repato. 13 seconds to shoot here for MALPPIT. Carl Repato out, and in comes Tim Kairouz. They go downstairs to Berkeley Enriquez. Extra pass to Brian Chan for that floater. And it's a 9-point ball game for MALPPIT. Jassy Ramirez, double team, gives it up. And Chris Liao gets rejected, though a foul was called by the officials.
Brian Chen is second personal foul, 2 free throws.
Second foul on Brian Chan. And Chris Liao will have this chance to make this a 7-point ball game. Seven minutes and 25 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. Chris Liao hit the front end of 2 free throws. Liao hits the front rim on the second. 7 minutes and 20 left in the ball game. Katibi surveying the floor. Uses that Brian Chan screen. Katibi tried to send it down low, but intercepted by the PEHCKS defense, and Jassy Ramirez lost his footing. And off we go to the MALPPIT side of the floor. Katibi, no foul on that play, and Paul Tan crashes hard to the ground, and a reach-in called against Lawrence Tan. JJ Cabral replaces Caldito, and Benny Cao returns to the fold for Lawrence Tan. Paul Bordador in, replacing Paul Tan. Under 7 minutes to go in this matchup. Cabral found the seam and banks it home for the score. 6-point ball game, still in favor of MALPPIT. Tim Kairouz calling for the play. They send it to Brian Chan, back to Kairouz. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Berkeley Enriquez has got the range, takes it, and makes the defense pay. 62-54, an 8-point ball game for MALPPIT. Cabral sends it out for Jassy Ramirez. Cross-court pass to Chris Liao. Liao gets blocked by Berkeley Enriquez. Katibe, 4-on-1, and Katibe says, "See you later, JJ Cabral." 10-point ball game in favor of MALPPIT as they are closing in on their highest lead earlier, 14, and they get the defensive stop. Katibe 1-on-1 against JJ Cabral. Now a 2-on-2. Brian Chan, great dive, and Paul Bordador was caught looking. And PEHCKS will call this timeout with 5:43 remaining in the fourth quarter, down by 12 points, 66-54. As we take a look at this instant replay of that nifty find from Nathan Katibe to a diving Brian Chan.
Ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS, sigurado ang quality tarpaulin. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS, sigurado ang quality tarpaulin. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS.
This is your 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League presented by Baraga Trading, powered by Kings of the Court. Also brought to you by PEHCKS Linoleum, Active, Reinvent the Game, Counterflow Freight Forwarding, Siggy, Sports Plus PH, Stretch X, and Shao Kao Barbecue. Right now we have a little bit of a discussion here over that last sequence where we're coming off a last timeout called by PEHCKS, and right now MALPPIT was not given ample time to be reminded that they already had a delay of game warning, and they got teed up for delaying the game. Currently they are up by 12 points, 66 to 54, but we know what a technical free throw could do, possibly to change the complexion of the game and at the same time change the moods at the bench. But of course the call has been made already, and looks like they will stand by it, and a technical free throw will be taken by PEHCKS. Coming up next, we will have more main league action. This time, Perpetual Help F2 Logistics will take on Firestop Honda Mobile Mines as action continues here in the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League presented by Baraga Trading. And Alec Velasco's technical free throw does not go through, and action will now resume from the Upper Deck Sports Center in Pasay City. And we got a substitution on the floor for MALPPIT. Lawrence Tan returning to the ball game for Tim Kairuz. JJ Cabral calling for the play. Alec Velasco at the right elbow. They go to Bordador. Back to Velasco. Straight away three. JJ Cabral short. Offensive rebound. Jassy Ramirez takes it and makes it off the backboard and in. 5:18 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. Berkeley Enriquez sends it out to Brian Chan. Benny Cao from downstairs, no dice. Long rebound won by Lawrence Tan. Tan tried to send it downstairs to Benny Cao, but a little too strong. It goes out of bounds. It's down to a 10-point lead for MALPPIT. Ball Bordador going downhill. There's a foul on the play. And that foul is on Lawrence Tan, his third personal foul. Bordador guarded by Benny Cao. Now triple team, and Bordador misses from short range, and Brian Chan with the rebound. Berkeley Enriquez feeds Brian Chan. Floater up and in inside the paint. 68-56. As we are down to the last 4 minutes and 20 of this matchup. Cabral surveying the floor. Gets a screen from Bordador. And that's a traveling violation on JJ Cabral. JJ Cabral out, Philip Caldito in. And Chris Liao returns for Miguel Aquino. Benny Cao sends it to Alvin Velasco. Velasco quickly marked here. Sends it out to Berkeley Enriquez. Pass was errant and goes out of bounds. 3 minutes and 40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Ramirez for three. Hits the front of the iron. Chris Liao with the rebound and sends it out to Paul Bordador. They go to Liao. Caldito, three-pointer, iron deficient. Brian Chan with the rebound. Lawrence Stan pushing pace. Benny Cao downstairs on that 3-on-2 fast break. .309 left here in the ball game. Alec Velasco. And by the way, MALPPIT tying their biggest lead of the match at 14.
Now, system number 18, Benny Cao is second.
3:01 left here in the fourth quarter, and Chris Liao returns to the free throw line for two. Liao, first of two, short. Chance to make this a baker's dozen of 13 if he makes it, and Liao misses it. And he gets his offensive rebound off his own miss. Caldito to Alec Velasco. Misses the floater. 2 minutes and 51 left here in the fourth quarter. A pushing foul called against Alec Velasco. 2 minutes and 45 left in the matchup. Midnight hours of this one. Kairos surveys the floor. Gave it up to Lawrence Stan. Tan goes downhill. Katibi marked here by Philip Caldito. Katibi hits the side of the backboard. 1 second on the shot clock. Left it short. And Alec Velasco on the breakaway. Alec Velasco, right-handed finish. 2 minutes and 15 left in the ball game. Tim Kairos trying to find a friend here. And there's a holding foul. And it's against Philip Caldito. Just a holding variety. That's the third on Caldito. Berkeley Enriquez checks out. And back in goes Kenny Go. And we are down to the last 2 minutes of the ball game. 15 seconds on the shot clock here for MALPPIT. Kenny Go at the left wing. Kicks it out to Kairos. Brian Chan gets blocked by Paul Bordador. 4-on-2 now for PEHCKS. Floaters up and in for Jassy Ramirez. It's down to a 10-point ball game, 70-60. Kenny Go gives it up to Lawrence Tan. Tan backing down his defender, and we got bodies flying to the ground. Oh! And Kenny Go and Chris Liao. Wow. Things suddenly got heated as Chris Liao getting heated here. And looks like we're going to have a little bit of a conference here between these two officials. So referees will review this one with minute and 24 left here in the fourth and final quarter. And we'll be back in a moment.
Sigurado ang quality tapoli, linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa, tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy, lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS, tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best. Basta PEHCKS sigurado ang quality tapoli. Linoleum kamating, plastic cover at iba pa. Tatak matibay, tatak Pinoy. Lahat gawa sa pawis at husay ng Pinoy. Champion ka sa PEHCKS. Tatak Pinoy, ito ang the best.
JCI MANILA Basketball, his third personal foul. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 7 of Tyson Builders, Kenny Ball. His second personal foul. And personal foul on number 11 of PEHCKS Basketball, Whiskey out for his second version. One free throw for Tyson Builders. Two free throws for PEHCKS Basketball.
Okay, so the decisions have been handed out. Kenny Go got called for that unsportsmanlike foul. And the foul was called on Jassy Ramirez. So that will be 2 free throws here for Nathan Katibi. Or actually, that was a technical free throw. So first, that was a technical free throw, and then now it's going to be the unsportsmanlike foul for Chris Liao. That was the one called against Kenny Go. Chris Liao takes that free throw. And we got a timeout called by PEHCKS with 1 minute and 24 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Seasons. The standard was set. Now they're coming. They're all coming. New blood, new fire, no favorites, no guarantees. Every game matters, every possession, every second, pressure and progression. This season the crown isn't defended, it's hunted, it's hunted. One shot, one stop, one more.
This is the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League main league action presented by Baraga Trading. 8-point advantage here for MALPPIT, and they get the steal right here. Katibi gets fouled, +1, and the foul is called against Miguel Aquino. Costly turnover there for PEHCKS, and possibly that would be the dagger. Bonus free throw here for Nathan Katibi, who has been an instant impact here for MALPPIT in his debut game here in the main league. Liao nearly turns the ball over, gives it to Jassy Ramirez. Ramirez goes downhill, puts up the shot, up the window and in. 73-64. 9-point ball game. Brian Chan decides to pull back, gives it to Berkeley Enriquez, fakes, puts up the shot from close range but misses. Great recovery there for MALPPIT, and Berkeley Enriquez misses on the second time around off that Lawrence Tan save. Bordador was able to fish for that foul against Nathan Katibi. That's his second personal foul. That would be 2 from the line for Paul Bordador. Chance for PEHCKS to put points on the board with time stopped. 43.1 seconds left. If he makes the second, it could be a 7-point ball game. Bordador, 2 out of 2. Back in will be Caldito, replacing Chris Liao. And MALPPIT will call this timeout with 43.1 seconds remaining. Don't go anywhere. We got the conclusion of this matchup on the other side of this break.
It's real when you feel it. It's shared when you live it. Beyond the next. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. Beyond the JCI Manila. JCI Manila bigger than before. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. Lead beyond. We are the JCI Manila. JCI Manila. Let's lead beyond.
LB26 hindi magpapatalo. Meron pa bang masihigit? Sige subukan ninyo. Basta kami nandito, hindi matitibag to. Laging itotodo ang lahat, ibibigay, ipapanalo.
Sa dami-dami na nating mga nagawa, mas titibay.
This is the 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League. MALPPIT not out of the woods yet, as their lead down to 7 points, as PEHCKS was able to make those free throws off that Katibi foul and drive to the basket, and the finish by Lawrence Tan to make this a 9-point spread. Half a minute left. Ramirez thought about the three, drives closer. Ramirez puts up the reverse, badly misses it, and it will go the way of MALPPIT. 22.3 seconds remaining, and Chris Liao returns to the game for Philip Caldito. Nine-point ball game, and Katibi pushes the pace to Berkeley Enriquez for icing on the cake here for MALPPIT. Bordador, Liao, the reverse, and stopped by Berkeley Enriquez. And that will be it, an 11-point victory here for MALPPIT over PEHCKS in a highly emotional and intense matchup here in our first main league game at this side of the court. Coming up next, it will be Perpetual Health F2 Logistics taking on Firestop Honda Mobile Mines in the main league as we continue action here in the JCI Manila Basketball League presented by Baraga Trading as we take a look at that Berkeley Enriquez right-handed finish to close this one out. And once again, your final score, an 11-point win over MALPPIT over PEHCKS. This is your 2026 JCI Manila Basketball League. We will return in a moment.
It's real when you feel it.